All right, everyone, and welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video. Today, I wanted to review the upcoming free mythic or transcended blessing stone. We're going to talk about which one you guys should be picking with that. So let me know in the comments down below what you're going to choose. You probably already have an idea, especially since we've already talked about which ones the best ones are. But for the people that are not as sure on it, I want to just kind of help you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy. Of course, make sure you hit that thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. 80% of viewers aren't subscribed, so make sure you're joining the group that is. Also, it's free. It takes just a second. It does help tremendously, more than you know. Please, before you go, hit the thumbs up on the video. That does help a ton. Like goal is going to be 300 likes. All right. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, over here in the event, they do have multiple selectors and various gifts and stuff as part of the anniversary. Man, I love that art of Cha. That hair of Jinu is nice, man. I like it. Anyway, so it is right in here somewhere. You're gonna get it from the login. Yeah, the check-in reward. So we already kind of got the first day of this, but it's quite a ways away. Oh no, actually it's the first week. I thought it was the bottom one. Okay, so you're gonna get it on day 7. So pretty front-loaded reward here. Use to select and obtain one of the contents. So you get to choose one of these down below. I am pretty sure this is not just a selector of like a single fragment. You know how you need, like, what is it, 15 of these to be able to craft one of these? I am going to assume that for anniversary they're not hyping up giving somebody one piece for skill research. I don't think that's what that is. So I'm gonna assume it's the full thing, and if it's wrong, then I guess just let me know and I'll rebrand this video as what you should do whenever you finally get the chance to craft something, because it does take a while. But anyway, the first thing you should do is firstly go to skill research and see how close you are to some of these. Like, they're sorted by the ones you're closest to. So like right now I'm really close to Candy Arrow Blessing. I need 6 more of those. By the way, you will need a random legendary blessing stone for whatever reason to sacrifice as part of this. It can't just eat the one you've already got, right? That would just make too much sense. But it will of course replace it. But anyway, so you see which one that you're closest to with this, and maybe avoid that. You know, maybe there's one you've been target farming, like with the selectors and stuff like that. Maybe there's one you've been going out of your way to get, and if that's the case, then maybe that's not one that you want to prioritize using your selector for, because you're just gonna flat out get it, which will make whatever investment you've put towards trying to get these shards, like these fragments of it, wasted. Like if I were really wanting Candy Arrow, I wouldn't get it. Why? Because it's 9. Right now, what I will say is, that being said, there are several down here that are really good, that I have a little bit in, like Cold Bloodlust or Bloodlust here. I would just bite the bullet on this. This is 10 away. All right, right? Like, I would just bite the bullet on that. So within reason anyway. So if you're really close to one, again, just maybe just wait it out. Now, on the topic of which ones are best, let's go over to the codex and take a look. But really quick, if you haven't already supported another creator, make sure you do support me through the creator program linked down below. We're going to be getting new codes here. I've already submitted the latest video, so I should have these within a day or so, typically how long it takes. Go to the link, go to the description, and click support on the page it takes you to. The way that program works is that when you guys make any purchases, the creator you're supporting does get a percentage of it. And you know, by the way, there's some great deals in the shop for anniversary, but if you're a paying player especially, that does help out whoever you're supporting. But above all else, as a bit of a reward, we get to give you guys those codes and stuff, so make sure you support, and thank you so much if you do. All right. So they added new blessing stones. I forgot about this. I completely forgot they added new blessing stones. It just got mixed in the sauce and I didn't get the chance to see their stream. Okay, well, since it's a volume 1 selector, all these new ones don't matter. But they added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, this is the same. This is the same. Did they change the name of this? It wasn't Ravenous Instinct, was it? That shit was not called no Ravenous Instinct. Yeah, Desire. What the hell? Okay, whatever. It's like, what the hell? Oh, there is Desire and Ravenous. Oh, they've just got the same but slightly different icons. Holy crap, that one's more on fire. It's more blue. The other one's more teal. What the hell? What happened there? Okay, all right. I like at least make it different, like how best defense is good offense and aggressive defense. Those are quite literally the same design choice, but they're different. Like, this is just copy the homework and don't even make it different. This is the same shit. All right. jokes aside, we'll have to review these, but since it's volume 1, my point was that these don't really matter because you're not going to be able to select these brand new ones anyway. It's going to be everything from Desire and below on this. So firstly, Desire, extremely strong, one that you should consider getting. I actually need to see what that other one does, just flat out. When Janu's current MP is at 60% or below, their defense increases. Okay. It's a little wonky translation. It almost makes me think the opponent's defense, but I know it's talking about Janu, of course. It could just say his. Anyway, I guess. But oh well, it's a defensive one. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, that's fair, I guess. Anyway, Desire, tier 1 that you should be grabbing. I would personally, well, I've already done it, but I would personally recommend Intuit. I think this is easily one of the best ones you can select. All you have to do is invest in your mana stat or your MP stat, and then you get basic attack points for that as a result. So your basic attack increases by 7 for every 1 point of intelligence you've invested in. So that's what you do. You put in whatever 1540 divided by 7, whatever that number is. I don't know off the top of my head, but that's how much MP you need. We Are One is solid, but it's not one I would just go out of my way to target farm up front. Quick hitters, Boss Slayer, really strong to do the extra damage, of course. Weakness detection, I wouldn't really go out of my way to do it, but I'll acknowledge it's really strong, of course. Pulverize, tier 1 that I think is really strong. I just don't know if you need the extra break that quickly, but if you do need, for whatever reason, to break a boss extremely fast, that's your blessing stone. Sharp perception, getting the critical hit rate is amazing. Reawakening, ding ding ding, this is one that I think most people should heavily consider grabbing. Same goes for Bloodlust. Decreases the target's attack by 14% and their defense by 14%. That's extremely strong. And Mana Rampage, another one that's really good and worth consideration. And Advanced Dagger Technique, since they changed it to work much stronger, it's one that's really good too. So to recap, Bloodlust and Reawakening and Intuit, I think, are the best choices in most cases. Those 3. After that, it comes down to which ones you want to do from this grouping here. Now, for this list, I'm going to tell you flat out, I don't think most of this stuff you should. Okay, well, I can't talk about the new ones, of course. Aggressive defense and below. I don't think most of this stuff really warrants it, but what I will tell you is HP extraction is freaking cracked. If I remember correctly, HP extraction was cracked. You recover 2% of your HP when defeating an enemy. You recover 7% of your HP when hitting elite or higher monsters. Cooldown is 30 seconds. Wait, what? I could have swore they took the cooldown off of this thing. When these came out, I reviewed it, and that cooldown was not there. Maybe that was something that was like a bug and they fixed it. But I remember like raving about how cracked that was. I was like, holy shit, this is insane. They took the cooldown off. And that apparently wasn't intentional, because you can go back to my old video. Well, with that being the case, I guess it just kind of turns into your typicals. Casca, Steel Fang, Tenacity. Those are the ones that I would mostly consider. Tenacity, your damage taken will decrease by 50%. Your damage will increase by 80% when your HP is 30%. Ooh, your defense will increase, 80% when you're 30% or less. I would just still focus on the offense ones, though. I just think you need to focus on offense. That's it. The defense is it is what it is. You're not so worried about that. If it wasn't for the timers, you could worry more about defense, but I think you need to worry mostly about offense. Now, while we're here, I wanted to live review the new Blessing Stones, because holy crap, I forgot about these. It's all about landing quicker, sharper punches. Your attack stat increases by 6 for every 1 agility point. Oh no, they did it. They made an Intuit for agility. Okay, so the reason they're doing this is because, and why they did Intuit too, is because a lot of builds were just Sung Jinu straight strength for like 8 months. Most people, that's all they did. You can still do that if you want to. And now it turned into, with Intuit, you put some MP in strength, and wait, well, there's diminishing returns when your strength is too high, and some weapons want a certain amount of strength investment, like DKD, and then it turns into, well, now we're just gonna put the rest in precision. Bring up the floor higher, right? Just helping more overall damage. Because it's funny, because initially, actually, let me say this, before we settled on full strength, it was actually precision being the most important one. Like, you needed to make sure you had a damn near 100% like precision, then you put the rest in strength as a secondary. Wow, okay, I didn't expect to see that. I do wonder how much this matters, though, because Well, because they've got all these other things like desire and stuff that kind of lead themselves into the MP thing too into it. I do wonder how much that matters. Agility was never one that was particularly great for investing in, because you can get far better investment from artifacts, and it wasn't even close. I've always felt that way about agility. It just wasn't close. So I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Upon landing an attack 40 times. Okay. Attack increases by 2%, stacks up to 20. That's a lot of attacks. Or it stacks 10 times, excuse me. That's a lot of it. That's 400 attacks. That's a lot of attacks. We need a, I'm sure we have like hit counters that pop up, but they disappear every few seconds. I need an actual hit counter, because how am I supposed to know how many of these I have? Aside from just looking at the bottom, and I'm sure it's got the little number on it. I guess that's actually the answer to the question. I'm stupid. When Jinu uses a skill with the break effect, his attack increases by 7% for 6 seconds, stacks up to, this is super strong. This is super strong, because oftentimes when you're using break skills, you're sacrificing your overall attack damage for, I don't know, when the enemy isn't broken. You know, like you're actually sacrificing the overall damage. Like that's the only thing about break skills. Well, like armor break has, particularly like the fire one I like a lot, the wind ones, they have crit damage and then damage taken debuffs, like to help offset that. But like, for example, pulverize has been traditionally really strong because it helps you break faster, right? The trick is though, once you've broken the enemy, then you're not, you know, the damage you deal to targets affected by the break increases by 30%. That's great. The break effect you apply on to your enemies increases. That's great. But like once you do that, you're not dealing as much once they're not in break status anymore, right? And what if they don't have recurring break gauges? So that's where it's tricky. But this one just flat out gives you the attack, right? Whenever you use a skill with break, it stacks. So you can actually put this on double break skills on Jinu and all of a sudden not really sacrifice all too much, because also the non-break skills just do more damage. So the damage of Jinu skills with break effects increases as well. Ooh, they're giving you a bunch of break stuff. That new Yagaman workshop must have some really strong break stuff. Jinu's attack will decrease by 10% for 130 seconds. Okay, then his attack increases by 40 for 100. Wait a minute, that's not the whole thing, right? The timers are typically what, 3 minutes, right? They're like 3 minutes, right? I've never really. They're 3 minutes. That's not 3 minutes. We're short. What, 30 seconds? So there's 30 seconds where nothing is happening, and you start off slow. So the slow start isn't as bad as it seems, right? It's not as bad as it sounds. I love Sandbag is a hilarious name. The slow start's not as bad as it seems, because you have stuff like Burning Curse or Expert, I guess, that needs to ramp anyway. But you get that huge payoff in the end. Really interesting. What's the full version here? Oh, this turns into the same thing, okay, as Intuit. Upon landing an attack 35 times, increases attack by 2 points. This one's TBD. I don't really know how to gauge that one. Attack increase goes up by 8% for 6 seconds. The damage of Jinu's skills with break effects increases. Okay, still the same stuff as expected. Attack will decrease by 10%. So the decrease goes down. Ooh. No. It's still 10%. 10 and 40, 130, 120. So what's the difference? 10, 40. What? Oh, it takes 10 seconds off. Okay. I was like, something's different here. It takes 10 seconds off. It's only a 10% decrease for a 40% payoff. Like, that seems so strong to me. It seems strong. As a mythic, especially, that 10 seconds will make a difference. But now there's what, 40 seconds where nothing's happening? like right, there's 40 seconds where nothing happens. But ideally, with that 40% bonus, you're going to just run over the enemy. Because, I mean, 10% sacrifice is decent, but it's not the most significant thing, right? Really interesting. Let's check out the defense ones we got. Swift Restoration. An enemy's party tricks are nothing more than annoyances. Recovery rate increases each time he recovers. He regains an additional. Oh, this is going to be nuts with the HP extraction. Holy crap. Defense increases by 20%. If Jinu's equipped weapons are of the same element, his defense increases an additional 20%. Oh, just a flat 40% defense, huh? Okay, that's good. When Jinu's ultimate skill is used, he gains a shield equal to 30% of his max HP for 15 seconds. This is solid, and it has that higher threshold because you're not throwing an ultimate ASAP like you are with aggressive defense. It's solid. 30% for 15 seconds is very good. When his MP is 60% or below, the defense increases. Okay, I still would just, again, go for the offense ones, but these are good. These are very good. I like this, though. Was there any new runes or skills? Please no, there's already too many goddamn runes and skills. Not that I dislike getting new skills, it's just there's so many of these. Looks like no, not from what I can see. I know there's a freaking job change too, isn't there? It's a lot of shit that was in this update. Just so much stuff. Lagger, hello. Wasn't there a job change? Yeah, see, Jesus Christ. Oh, I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? Clear chapter 25, you get that. Add sweet points and total power. Okay. I guess I'll have to do that, but they just give you that skill. There's not much else going on. Okay. Well, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Well, I'm excited about that. There's quite a lot here. Hope you all enjoyed the video. After reviewing those, that doesn't change my opinions on which ones you should choose. Thankfully, I was worried about that, but thankfully not. I do still think the ones I offered were the best choices, but it also just depends on what you have, what you're going for, how close you are, etc. So let me know. It's all up to you. Thank you all. I'll see you all later.